Aljamain Sterling and TJ Dillashaw just got announced for UFC 279 per the MMA Junkie. Now, it is not 100% confirmed if it's going to be a main event, if it's going to be a co-main event, because there are rumblings out there that maybe Poirier versus Covington is going to be on the card, maybe Oliveira versus Makhachev is going to be on the card. There's a lot of these other rumblings and bigger fights that could maybe headline this UFC 279 pay-per-view, but for as of right now, Aljamain and TJ Dillashaw is at the top spot until maybe another fight gets announced. 5 rounds in the bantamweight division. Who do you guys have winning this fight here in the 135 division? That is the first story of the night. Greg Hardy, the former UFC heavyweight, one of the greatest of all time, has just signed with BKFC, and it's no surprise. It was either he was going to go over to Eagle FC or he was going to go over to BKFC, but it was a good move. He's been getting destroyed in the UFC by more wrestling and grappling type of guys, getting TKO'd, submitted, ground and pounded to oblivion and things like that. He hasn't really had the best run inside the UFC, so now he's going to go and make some good money in BKFC. I think it's the right move to make, especially after losing to some beasts like Tai Tuivasa, Marcin Tybura. I mean, there's a whole nother level to these heavyweight fights, and he's probably going to make more money over there in BKFC. So good move for Greg Hardy right there. Floyd Mayweather wants to purchase an NBA team in our third story of the night. Now, this is interesting because it's one of the greatest boxers of all time. You got Floyd Mayweather, you got Muhammad Ali, you got Mike Tyson. You have all of these really, really good boxers, even Tyson Fury nowadays. But this dude is Floyd Money Mayweather. He's all about making money, whether it's in boxing, whether it's with crypto and selling his fans weird stuff and things like that, or with buying an NBA basketball team. That is what he's going to want to be doing at this point in his career, because as of right now, he kind of wants to buy an NBA team, and I do not blame him. As rich as a guy like Floyd Mayweather must be right now, having money fights with Logan Paul, having money fights with random other basketball players and soccer players, whatever the case may be, the dude is making bank, so he's probably going to buy an NBA team. I would not... I definitely agree with this article. I mean, he's definitely going to buy one, in my opinion. It's just, what NBA team is Floyd Money Mayweather going to buy? Can't exactly say where, but I am working on getting a team, Mayweather said in a recent press conference. So, that's interesting. One of the first, I would say, boxers, MMA fighters, one of the first combat sports athletes that I've ever seen actually express interest in going out there and buying an actual NBA team. But it makes sense that this is the man to first do so, because he's Floyd Money Mayweather. That's a crazy story in boxing right there. Jon Jones now is going to be reacting to the new UFC 205-pound champion, Jiri Prochazka, and he has some interesting things to say. The 2 words that he said to Jiri Prochazka were just, "Congratulations, champ." And he said that about 4 to 5 hours ago. He did vacate his title against Dominic Reyes after UFC 247. Jan Blachowicz won, then Glover Teixeira won, and then now Jiri Prochazka has won. Nobody is really defending their title in this UFC light heavyweight division, but the only thing that Jon Jones really has to say is, "Congratulations, champ," which is very, very interesting. I was kind of expecting Jon Jones to say something like, "Well, that's why I'm the greatest light heavyweight of all time, because I'm not losing the belt, I'm not transferring the belt over and over and over again," but he only has 2 words: "Congratulations, champ." Very interesting. That's our fourth story of the day. Daniel Cormier believes Weili versus Esparza could make MMA history. He says it's going to make a lot of money in the former strawweight champion Zhang Weili against the former champion and the current champion in Carla Esparza. Weili has earned her title shot, in my opinion, of course, with the spinning back fist on Joanna Jędrzejczyk. I would say definitely deserves her a shot against Carla Esparza. Now, she did lose to Rose Namajunas, But that's a thing for another day. Maybe they do a trilogy with that one in the future. But now we're seeing a possibility for this fight to happen with Weili showing her really, really good wrestling after that fight with Rose Namajunas. She was taken down in that fight. But against Joanna Jędrzejczyk, man, her wrestling looked absolutely amazing with the takedowns there because of her coach, Henry Cejudo. But Cormier thinks the odds will be stacked in the favor of Weili ahead of their expected title fight, especially after Esparza's more lackluster win over Namajunas versus Weili's highlight finish. Now, I don't know how many people are going to be wanting the fight per se, because a lot of people are still in the back of their heads. They're remembering, oh yeah, Carla Esparza, that was a horrible, horrible fight with Rose Namajunas. But then again, they're remembering the excitement, the build up to the Joanna Jędrzejczyk fight, how amazing her wrestling was, the ground and pound, how exciting of a fight that Weili Zhang puts on every single time. Can't wait for this fight. I think there's no way this one is going to be bad, because I can't see Esparza really taking down Weili Zhang, especially after her wrestling was shown. So it's interesting. I do agree with Daniel Cormier. I think it will make a lot of money. Probably co-main events of a pay-per-view in 2023 or the end of 2022. I can't wait. It's going to be a good one in the women's strawweight division. Our fifth story of the night. Jessica Andrade is going to be filling in for Katlyn Chookagian against Manon Fiorot at UFC Paris. Now, this is some crazy news because Manon Fiorot is one of the rising stars, rising prospects in this flyweight division. Has just been on an absolute tear, most recently beating Jennifer Maia by a unanimous decision. She was supposed to fight Katlyn Chookagian in a fight a lot of people thought she was going to win. Some people thought it was a little bit too big of a step up, but this is an even bigger step up in competition. Going out there fighting a girl like Jessica Andrade, who is very strong, very explosive and things like that. It's going to be a hard fight for Manon Fiorot, because I do not see Manon Fiorot going out there taking down Andrade. I don't see Andrade taking down Manon Fiorot. This is just going to be a striking fight, and it's going to be a very good striking fight. This is probably, out of every fight in these UFC women's divisions, whether it's flyweight, strawweight, bantamweight, featherweight, any division, this is honestly the one I am most looking forward to. Maybe besides an Amanda Nunes-Juliana Pena rematch. I mean, this is an exciting fight. Cannot wait. Early prediction, I don't have one. This is a super close fight. I don't know what's gonna happen with Fiorot, because she's never faced a test like Jessica Andrade. What do you guys think? Predictions down below. This is one of our last stories of the night, but we'll get into the next one right here. Zabit Magomedsharipv notifies the UFC of his official retirement. It's been a long time coming. I personally thought that he'd eventually come back, maybe to fight Max Holloway, maybe to go out there and have like one or two more fights a year and then get a title shot with Alexander Volkanovski. But sadly, he's not going to come back, guys. He says he's going to be retiring from martial arts, most likely to become a doctor. And this is a sad day for a lot of MMA fans, because he was a very big prospect in that featherweight division. I mean, he beat the number 4 contender Calvin Kattar, although it was 3 rounds. But still, I really wanted to see how good Zabit could have really became. And honestly, this is literally the definition of a what-if fighter. What if Zabit Magomedsharipv had good cardio? What if Zabit didn't have that long layoff? What if Zabit was still fighting today? Would he become the UFC champion? Would Volkanovski even be the champion right now? Would Volkanovski be retired? I mean, so many things in this featherweight division would be changed with Zabit Magomedsharipv right here. So it's crazy to think that after all of this, Zabit's going to retire. But man, it's tough. It's a really good. It would have been a really good fight with him and Yair Rodriguez, but that is the news today. Zabit has officially retired, 18-1 with an undefeated record in the UFC. crazy news there in the featherweight division. That is it for today's MMA news. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and everything like that. I mean, we had a lot of news today. Fiord, obviously he's not going to be fighting, but Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw on UFC 279. We got Greg Hardy signing with BKFC. We got Floyd Money Mayweather trying to purchase an NBA team, which is absolutely insane. We have Jon Jones' reaction to the new light heavyweight champion. We got Andrade fighting against none other than Manon Fiorot at UFC Paris. We got Weili versus Esparza as a very, very good women's MMA fight. And, of course, we got Zabit Magomedsharipv retiring from MMA. So, a lot of things happening today in the world of MMA news. But if you want to see any more of this MMA news daily from now on, we're going to be making one of these videos every single day. If you don't want to miss that, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's go.